Alright, welcome back to day 16 of my horror movie recommendation series. Today I'm recommending Incident in a Ghostland, or also just known as Ghostland, depending on where you live in the world. The movie starts off with a single mother who's moving into a house with her daughters, the house she has inherited from a dead relative. And while they're settling in the very freaky looking house, that dead aunt or whatever she was, had a weird taste in a house decor, and that's coming from me. They're settling in the new house and there's some tension between the two daughters, but that gets quickly interrupted by two house invaders who enters into the home. And these two fuckers are creepy as hell. The intruders knock out the mother and then they start messing with the sisters. And it's this weird, almost sexual, not quite sexual, but still very sexual harassment. It's not rapey, but it's still a little bit rapey, and I don't feel good saying this. The hero mom wakes up and she takes out the first intruder like a beast, and then she goes on town on the second intruder, killing them off. Years later, one of the daughters is still troubled by the traumatic events that happened that night, but she took that trauma and turned it into her own success. She's become a horror fiction author, and she's super popular, and she's living the dream in the big city, where she's getting interviewed for her books, and she has a hot husband, and she has a child, and everything's just going a-okay in her life. But then she gets a call from her sister, I think it was, who is freaking out and asking her to come back to the old town. She then heads back to the old house where the mother and the sister are still living, and the sister has not been dealing that well with the trauma. She is still messed up completely by the events of that night, and it's destroyed and kept her back her whole life. And the same with the mother, who has been there taking care of her daughter. But while the successful sister is at the house, she notices that not everything is quite as it should be. Something seems off. The story of Incident in the Ghostland definitely takes some twists and turns. It is directed by Pascal Laugier, I'm not pronouncing that right, the French director who's also behind Martyrs. And while this is probably gonna scare some people away, this is not as awful as Martyrs. It does have some moments where you feel oh, that's nasty, but not on that level of Martyrs. I really love the story for the. It really took me for a ride, the story, and really appreciate that. Again, I don't hear a lot of people talk about this. I guess this whole series is just me talking about underrated movie, which I guess is fair. But this thing definitely deserves an audience, so hopefully you're gonna give it a chance. And yeah, this has been it for day 16. This has been it for day 16. Thank you all for watching. If you're still sticking through, please hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll be ever so grateful. And hopefully I'll see you guys again tomorrow, and until then, take care.